rush a nullifier here after the brass knuckles. Yeah, and I think that that nullifier can be really deadly by draining the entire team's mana during the fights. So if Torture and Gauntlet can be tanky enough here to create enough space with the Diva and the Adrenaline, you know, it's Forsaken might be able to do some work here. So it looks like you said, that Legion is going to have 2 hooks. So they're hoping to, you know, probably pick someone off on their side, stun lock him with the Monarch, the Torture, the Forsaken, and hopefully give, you know, 1 kill at a time to scale. Both teams are probably going to be taking that strategy here with the stun lock, and then hook.
So Hellborn team finishes off with an Engineer and an Adrenaline. These are 2 heroes I have not seen picked at all so far. Are these very synergistic picks, or are these like, how do you rate these last 2 picks that Tony and his crew drafted here?
It's not something that you see very often in Mid Wars, but I love it. You know, like an engineer ulti with the staff is so deadly because you can silence that entire team and slow them really quickly. And then let's say you get a PK and an Adrenaline, you know, and just pull them all right back through the ulti again. It's like, oh, you all just got
I hadn't thought about that actually. Yeah, you can pull them, I guess, into the energy field. That's pretty nifty.
Yeah, I mean, the energy field's probably going to get thrown on top of them. Hopefully the engineer will be getting a staff and will be throwing it on top. So I'm thinking that it might be a better strategy to pull them back in or pull them out, like towards the team, to keep them silenced and to make them all take that damage again.
Gauntlet did not go for the double Crushing Claw, double Crown. He's going to get hooked here. Chrysalis prevents some damage, but this could very well be the Bloodlust kill.
That Chrysalis, and I think I ended up hurting more than helping in that hook.
And by the way, it is not sunk on Devo, so Tony and his crew has decided to give mercy to Lona, in my opinion. Giving mercy while down 0-2. Pitfall hits onto Gauntlet. The hook gonna miss though.
Having the hooks on both sides, we're probably going to see again a much faster paced game.
Definitely what I like to see as a caster, and I'm sure the viewers like that as well. Kinesis already has the hook from Devour, so he's managed to steal it. See if he attempts any hooks himself. Gauntlet's invis right now. Nice sidestep from Engineer.
I love the constant movement back and forth and not really standing too far back.
Keg stun on the Adrenaline.
Good stun.
There's a hook on the Chrysalis Gauntlet. 2-0 start here for Tony and his crew. And it's pretty much every time somebody gets hooked into tower, it's a kill.
You can see Tony and his crew are kind of predicting Lona's counter ward spots and not warding in the center anymore. They warded a little bit towards bottom. So it's nice to see.
Engineer gets a illusion rune here. So, who's got better late game?
That's, in my opinion, I think Legion does, especially with the Forsaken Archer. However,
I think I would agree.
Yeah.
The late game is like what? Gladiator and Adrenaline. Another hook here. Slam on the Monarch. Monarch's gonna die. They're gonna get a counter kill here on the Adrenaline. Devo's taking some heavy pressure. Heals come in from Demented, but 3-1 now. Lona got their first kill of the game. A nice hook on the Kinesis. 4-1 now.
These Glad setups are fantastic by Jewelry. Really helping Devo land these hooks and getting the lead.
Good sidestep by the Archer there on the keg stun. Dodges the hook as well. And you know what else I like about the Devo? Not so I mean, obviously the fact that he can hook is great, but his cadaver armor scales very well in Mid Wars, because the more kills you're involved in, the tankier you become.
Yeah, you really just have to stay alive, right? Like the less you die, the better. Like you're gonna be so tanky late game, it's gonna be pretty much impossible to kill. especially.
Yeah, more or less translates into like a free strength item the longer the game goes on.
That's a great way to put it. What you got?
So across the board here, we have Mana Ring or a Ring of Sorcery on the Engineer. Shaman is working on the Astrolabe, and Gladiator is actually going for Knuckles. So usually we see that on the Agi carries, but he is a strength carry, of course. Hook gonna hit here on the Kinesis. No chance. Tower. Boom. Dead. 5-1. Another fast and easy kill. It's what I've noticed is the Monarch Chrysalis is almost kind of backfiring, because whenever the Chrysalis comes out, it more or less sets up a free hook for the Devo.
Yeah, I mean, Legion could be countering these a little better. Like, you know that your hero is stunned with the Gladiator stun, hook him. Like, save your own hero real quick. You have a gauntlet, push him out the way. You know, if you don't have a tablet yet, you can still save your own hero. I just don't think that they're focused on that. Zod is more focused on, oh, okay, they picked one of ours, I'm going to try and pick one of theirs. And a lot of time he's missing here. He's only got one where his team was able to kind of stun in on top. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. I mean, they could always just counter hook, right?
Yeah, they can always just push him out the way again. Or pull him.
Oh, misses the hook there. Kinesis does not have the Devourer hook at the moment. He's very scared, actually. Looks like he's not really even revealing himself. So both the Gladiator and the Archer have no Knuckles charges just yet. And each team has at least a Sorcery Ring of some form.
Yeah, but look at this focus from Tony's crew, right? Glad with the stun, Dev with the hook.
Oh, he got Showdown and pulled the Archer in. There's a hook back. The Engineer Energy Field silences up FA, but a 3-man combo in the background. The Energy Field really thwarting the chase. Call to Arms comes out kind of almost preemptively to prevent any follow-up, but it doesn't land on anyone. Gauntlet Blast stuns up. The Demented Shaman also stasis smashes the Engineer. He falls down, or he goes down to the auto attacks of Kinesis. So Lona picks up a pair of kills they were desperately needing. Devo will miss the hook here, but they cut the lead a bit. It was 5-1. Now it is 6-3. Those small gains.
Yeah, the Hellborn team gave Lona a couple kills there, and like every kill you give them, they're going to take and use it wisely. So you got to be careful. They really should just continue with the pattern that they got there of stunning and hooking.
It's like Devo's going for Jade Spire. He picks up a Mana Tube. There's a hook on the Engineer. Lona's closing the gap here. 4-6 now.
Yeah, I mean, that was, again, a bait on the Merrick's room. I mean, that's maybe 50 to 100 gold coins, maybe 100, a little bit more than 100 gold coins at this point, max. And why risk it when they're all looking at you and they have stuns and hooks? It's not worth it for you.
Pitfall from the Kinesis sets up the Gauntlet hook, so they're almost using the Hellborn's combo to their own advantage now, and it's starting to pay off. They're actually in a golden XP lead, despite being down by 1 kill.
Oh. Yeah, that's true. It's good to see Kinesis using that skill against him. I love that.
Hook on the Demented Shaman here. You can't counter hook though, the creep is blocking.
One advantage that Gaunt has.
About 5 kills straight for Lona, or 5 of the last 6 kills were all from Lona. And there's now a Jade Spire picked up on the Gauntlet.
He's probably going to try and be able to keep up with these stuns.
Pitfall. Hits on the Adrenaline, but hook will miss.
Still not one.
Counter. Oh, he missed the Showdown. If the Showdown hit, I think the hook would have also landed.
So both teams doing a fantastic job warding right now. This map is, you'll see a lot, both on top side and bottom side for you. And so both teams very cautious about vision, trying to keep the other team's vision very limited.
Oh, it's gonna hook Gladiator, but he gets counter hooked. Oh, he still dies though. Kinesis throws were enough. 7-6.
He must have hit that while the hook was still in distance, and then the creeps traveled all the way across the map. Which was cool.
I'm not really feeling the impact of this adrenaline pick right now.
Yeah, adrenaline's gonna
maybe
need
it takes
sort
some
of
time.
PK. Yeah, I think he needs a PK to be able to get into position to kill them all when they're grouped. And then to use his Q to kind of hit multiple people while they're all still grouped in together. It's going to be tough to do that with PK. Positioning is really key in Newerth, being able to join the team.
Only gets hooked into the tower. Adrenaline ulti comes out, splitting up the fight. Energy field not catching anyone either. Only one player falls with all these ultimates being used. Hook misses there.
Very even game.
He was gonna try to line up a hook here. He didn't have it up actually. He went a little bit too early with the combo.
Yeah, this game could go either way, and I gotta say, like, even though I am a fan of Lona, seeing Tony and his crew work so well with the synergy right now, I think that they could deserve it in here. So I'm hoping to see the same pattern continue, and that they don't continue to let it go back to Lona. They just keep seeming to feed it back. So.
Look on the Gladiator, insta bursted down.
Yeah. Lona, like you said, just using their own strategy against him. They just seem to figure out what to do.
Double damage spawns. Forsaken Archer will take it. Evo gets hooked by Gauntlet. They need to keep him alive. It's gonna fall though. The DD Archer coming into effect there. So Devo, he's been trying to work on this Jade Spire for a while. He's had the mana to, but the Gauntlet got his very early in comparison.
I'm not sure why these teams are both playing Jade Spire. I personally think there are much stronger items and strength items, and if you are working with the stun, that you know where the hook is going to be anyway. So, like, I don't really understand it personally, but it's, you know, again, each player has different play styles, and I've seen a lot of players excel with the Jade Spire, even against me. So, you know.
I mean, if he eventually gets the Staff and Jade Spire, that's when the Devo hook becomes really, really crazy. We got Engineer Ultimates and a Death Halo down. Nobody's died just yet. Adrenaline is very deep behind enemy lines. He's very tanky, but he's going to get hit by a crippling volley. As the Archer will get hooked by Devo. Counter hook comes in from the Gauntlet into the tower. Nobody still has died. Adrenaline the first victim. Now Devo as well. Loda's up 2-0. Stasis Smash on the Gladiator. It might be a third casualty. It will, as Engineer and Demented Shaman, the last survivor, is not really going to be able to deal the most damage. And it's a 5-0 team fight coming out for Lona, and a hat trick for Torture to finish it off. I say finish it off, but it is not going to be finished off. Adrenaline goes down. A quad kill coming out for Torture. Kinesis gets pulled back by the Showdown. There's the crystals keeping him alive, though. Can he hold his ground here? The shield giving him plenty of extra survivability as well. Making a 6-0 team sweep.
What a fight. I gotta say, that was huge play by Legion. I thought it was a little not smart of Hellborn to kind of dive behind tower without having any sort of advantage there. And the fact that, you know, Forsaken got hooked and was saved by Gauntlet.
Oh, Gladiator hook. Gauntlet hooks out, but he still dies.
Yeah, and then immediately after, Kinesis got hooked and got saved by Monarch and was able to get away. So Hellborn landing these hooks, Legion still walking away from them. It's just going to be really tough for Hellborn to come back at this point. They had the lead. They didn't take advantage of it when they did. In fact, they started losing to their very own combo, which was really odd to see. And now they're in trouble. So I think Lona's going to end up completing the sweep here at this rate.
Who's got a Spell Sunder? Torture.
They're going to need some really big initiations from Engineer and trying to get to counter this. And so
Monarch's hook. He's going to die. Or Oh, she got showdown. The pullback did not save her. She's still actually alive. This is a long time. Adrenaline taking some pressure. Here comes the piercing arrows from Forsaken Archer. Picks up a double tap onto both the Devo and the Adrenaline, I believe it was. Gauntlet. It's gonna survive for now. Chrysalis comes out. A lot of pressure from the Torture. Spell Sunder. And they're going to take out the Engineer here. Gladiator comes in with a call to arms. This is going to hit onto several targets. It will hit the Forsaken Archer, and she will fall. 3-man pitfall from the Kinesis, but no follow-up damage. They finally bring down the onslaught streak of Archer. 18-12. Hero kill lead. Still favoring Lona. Are there any items perhaps you want to comment on before we have some more action?
No, I kind of expected Forsaken to go the Nullfire Blade. Good to see a Storm Spirit on one. Dev in trouble there. Looked like he got
Devo falls. I believe he got hooked there, right?
Yeah, it's really interesting to see 2 Jade Spires on Legion team for the hooks, but it seems to be their playstyle and is working for them at the moment. Torture coming in, you know, doing consistent damage and keeping them low with that Sunder, which is, and even with the Engineer ultis, Torture has been able to stay outside and kind of stun, so that while their teammates are in trouble, the enemy team is still locked down, so it's hard for them to complete the kills, and one was able to get out. So Torture has been playing really well, especially with positioning. And
he's 9-0 actually. I just realized he's a champion in Newerth.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll see Kinesis go for staff, so he has the staff Devo hook?
Nice hook back on there. Kinesis? Yeah, I would hope so. Having that long hook.
Kinesis gets dragged. Adrenaline Halo comes out. There's a lift on the Adrenaline. Kinesis surviving with help of the Monarch Chrysalis, but here's some good damage from the piercing arrows and the Torture AoE as well. Devo gets hooked by Gauntlet, he will fall. They bring down the Engineer as well. 2-man pitfall lands onto both the Torture and the Forsaken Archers. The Storm Spirit happens, but the damage is here. They will bring down the Archers. Adrenaline, he gets caught now, and now he is stuck. He will fall as well. The Bloodbath continuing for Torture as he's 10-0.
Yeah, Master of Support really doing an awesome job with that support here. She's like really perfectly timing those Chrysalises, those Storm Spirits, counter warding, making sure that the other team doesn't have vision, and is giving Torture
onto the Gladiator, but there's Gauntlet getting flying across the map as Devo hooks him back into the tower. They do bring down the Gladiator though, the impalement from Torture, and Archer dealing some good damage. There's a hook on the Demented Shaman, no cape up. He's gonna fall here to the right clicks.
Like, Hellborn's in a tough position, right? So they have less gold, less experience. It's harder for them to ward, and you can see Legion has completed.
Oh, Adrenaline just got hooked. And he's out of mana. He's dead.
At this rate, Legion will be able to see all the targets to hook, and Hellborn will have a lot harder trouble landing those stuns and landing those combos. And again, they have no, like, late game hard carry to scale and carry this game at the end, so I think that they're in a really tough position. I'm wondering what combos they're going to be able to pull out to.
Devo gets hooked here by the Kinesis. Goes in with the Devour, but it's going to get immediately canceled. The Halo is out. Call to Arms comes in, stuns up several targets. Devo's holding a gun, but he will fall first. And now the Energy Field comes out. Will they be able to bring it down? They are trying to focus it. It will get taken out. Gauntlet hooks the Demented Shaman. As Gladiator falls, the Forsaken Archer falls as well. Torture trying to get another kill here onto the Engineer. He gets slowed up by the Monarch Ward. And the Bloodbath continues for Everdream. Picks up a double tap. 13-0 now. 2 away from an Immortal.
I think the only chance Legion had at winning that fight is if Engineer PK'd him first, ultied, and then Adrenaline went in and pulled him. The fact that Adrenaline pulled first into no ult is just a waste in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, that would definitely help them with damage. Demented Shaman barely going to survive.
Yeah, they need to silence the Master of Support, you know, so pulling them all into that NG ulti will keep that Master of Support silence for a little bit so that they can get those picks and do a lot of damage in them. So, you know, NG coming in, PKing, maybe throwing an ulti, throwing a stun, and then Engineer, then Adrenaline coming in and then pulling them all out, that would have been much nicer to see than what we saw in this last match, or in this last fight.
Engineer got sucked here by Kinesis. It's gonna insta-die. The kills have all of a sudden doubled, Gucci Donut. 32 to 16. I feel like not too long ago this was a very even game in terms of kills.
Yeah,
it was a while ago when it was 6 to 6, but it's now doubled.
Yeah, the synergy that Tony came out with at the beginning of this match was just really great. Glad with landing the stuns, Dev landing the hooks, everyone focusing the same targets. And then as soon as they had that strategy against them, they just got lost. And we're like, what? Oh, this is happening to us? Oh, crap. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? And now they're stuck.
Here comes a Gladiator combo. They hook afterward. Devo gets the Devour on. He gets dragged away from the Devourer, but he's going to fall here. Energy field. Monarch almost gets kicked into the energy field. Hook lands onto Torture, but he's got the Shrunken Head activated. He walks away. Lift from the Kinesis on the Gladiator. Gauntlet is here, looking for another hook target. He does miss. Devo hooks the Archer. Oh boy, that is not where Archer wants to be. She's going to actually get saved here by the Monarch. There's the Storm Spirit. Great support. Archer is going to fall, but she gets her damage out. The piercing arrows doing so much damage. It gets them a couple of kills. The Bloodbath 14-0 for Torture now. Gauntlet trying to get some more kills for the team here as they bring down Demented Shaman. Monarch very low on life, and Kinesis going to tablet himself to safety. They need to reset before looking to take another engagement. One more away for that Immortal on the Torture. 14-0 and 20 score.
And yeah, you're right. One more away from the Immortal, and that's just really awesome to see. There's a lot of times where he was in trouble, but Master War support kept him alive. And like I said a little bit earlier about the wards, is like able to keep him in a good position where he's not getting picked off because he can see them coming. So every time Engineer is trying to land these ultis, he's only able to get like one, maybe two people instead of all five, which is really tough for helping. So.
Hook on the Gladiator. He's insta-dead. Counter hook here on the Torture. Gets the Shrunken off. Keg is going to miss. There's the Halo from Adrenaline and the energy field in the background, silencing up multiple targets. Torture still holding his ground though with the Shrunken. Does not lose his Immortal streak. The Chrysalis is going to heal him up for now. They're really trying to bring him down. This is a lot of gold for the Hellborn team. They're trying to secure as Adrenaline. Can he do it? He can. He takes him out, and there is no Immortal streak. Adrenaline goes down. Archer going to be also taken out here by the Gladiator. Engineer gets in with a single kickstun on the Gladiator, but it's a hat-trick coming out for the Kinesis as they're trying to secure some more kills. Gauntlet gets tableted down the cliff. He will stay alive for now. The counter hook into the keg, and they will bring down the Gauntlet. Torture is back, though, and he wants some blood. He takes out the Engineer. Meanwhile, Butterfly, she's all alone up here. I don't even think they know she's over here.
No, she is. Forsaken is backdooring. Oh, no, he's warding. I thought he had double damage. He's going to kill Engineer here, maybe?
Oh, okay. Oh, he misses the...
he missed with the PK. Nullfire doing no damage. He hit the Nullfire, but it does no damage, so he's still able to PK away to safety. Engineer, nice play, nice reactions.
Oblivion Hammer Adrenaline.
Are you seeing these wards?
Yes, there's... great warding coming out from, well, actually, even the Archer got a really good deep ward in the base, but Engineer actually they spotted that out and they immediately counter ward that. Pretty good heads up them, realizing that there was a ward there.
Nice game sense for them to pick that up.
Now we see Lona on the offensive. Torture has a Shrunken ready to go. She will pop it before getting pulled back as the energy field is down. It's going to get taken out by the Archer, and now the Shrunken Head about to wear off from the Torture. The crippling volley catches two. They bring down the Gladiator, and the Adrenaline's now out of mana. So much damage coming in from the Archer, and the hook from Gauntlet catches the Demented Shaman. 3-player swing, only 2 alive for Tony, and they are hanging on by a thread. The only thing standing between Lona and the championship is this sacrificial shrine, Gucci Donut.
Yeah, I hate to say it, I think Adrenaline really hurt their team by not getting a PK here. I don't know why he got an Oblivion Hammer, but having an initiation with engineer would have been much stronger in my opinion. And I think that that's a huge letdown on the HoN side.
Well, ends on the torture. He doesn't have the shrunken this time. Gets counter hooked, but he's going to get pulled back by the showdown, and he does fall for the second time this game. Adrenaline out of mana again. He's still alive, but not for long, as he will fall. Devourer does get to eat on the gauntlet, who gets crystals by the Monarch, preventing all that damage, and now Hellborn team is forced to retreat. Gladiator opens up with a whip, but he's going to get hooked, and he will fall. Went to Shaman, trying to juke and drive the hook onto the Archer, but there's no follow-up damage. The numbers advantage is here for Lona. Adrenaline, oh boy, he ports in, but here's Engineer, throws out a single keg stun onto the Monarch. Adrenaline gets lifted by the Kinesis. Counter hook on the torture, he gets pulled into the fountain, he will fall. Kinesis says, get over here, bro, pulls Devourer into the team fight. Adrenaline meanwhile falls. They take out the Forsaken Archer and the Monarch. Devo gonna survive on low life. Kinesis falls as well. A lot of kill streaks going over to Tony and his crew. Some paybacks happening as well.
1 HP. Yeah, Devo is literally 1 HP. He just barely got away on that one. When I'm playing Devo and I'm also in a position where I'm retreated back to my shrine like that, like I like to take advantage of being in well and try and hook people into the well as much as possible and try and stay alive as much as possible. So it was funny to see Torture get hooked in there and like, oh no, I can't get out.
And he had a Frostship blade. I mean, he was pretty tanky, but didn't really matter. He just died anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Was that a showdown onto the Gladiator? Yeah, I guess he showdowned himself and he got pulled back. Baited some spells out, but nothing too crazy.
So I think that Tony and his crew may have wanted to pick the better hooker to pick the Devourer maybe this game, instead of taking it a little bit easy, because now they are definitely separated.
So the Kinesis actually has staff, and he upgraded the Monarch.
Awesome, so then they can get the wave twice. And,
yep.
Help them stay strength-free.
Here come the Death Halo and the Engineer ultimate. The Engineer ultimate is taken out immediately though. Monarch gets hooked into the shrine, but gets counter hooked by Kinesis here. Gauntlet takes out the Engineer. He's got a demonic breastplate. Torture leading the front lines with the Shrunken activated. Trying to go for a kill here on the Demented Shaman. A good sidestep on the chain reaction stun. The hook also going to miss from Kinesis, but Gauntlet now getting eaten by the Devourer. Crystals comes in, keeps Gauntlet alive, and Devourer falls. The shrine is down, and that means we have a 3-0 sweep. Lona are your champions here in the grand finals. Pretty solid effort there from Tony and its crew, but ultimately they do come short.
Yeah, they
Any
held
final
really.
thoughts here?
Yeah. They held really early in the game. Tony and his crew, they were up on top, and then when Lona came back in turn, they just didn't have a shot. But I gotta say, congratulations to Lona. They played fantastic this entire tournament. They've really worked well together as a team, and you could tell that all the years that they've been playing together, that their experience as not only players but as friends and the chemistry that they have really showed through this tournament. These guys have been playing Newerth together since before Frostburn, so they've known each other for a really long time. They're excellent players, they're good people, and congrats to them on winning this tournament. This is a really fun tournament to watch. Thank you, Paradise, for hosting it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was one of the better Newerth tournaments that we have, and I'm hoping to see more like these in the future. So